I was robbed of many of my memories last July. Even now, so many months later, I forget things that happened only moments ago. I zone out during important conversations and become frustrated when I realize I cannot remember what was just spoken to me. I have spent many nights since the accident staring at my ceiling, trying so desperately to hang onto the memories that I have always cherished. I can no longer tell you what it felt like to watch cooking shows with my late grandmother. I can no longer tell you about family trips, sleepovers, old school friends, or what I was obsessed with only a year ago. I can tell you that most American cars honk in the key of F, or that crows hold funerals for their dead, or even that redheads have a higher pain tolerance than people with other hair colors. I can tell you all these useless facts before I can even begin to remember what it was like to open the trailer door in 2011 and see a horse, my horse, nickering at me impatiently. When I close my eyes, when I remind myself to remember, her image floods into my head. A tall black horse, eyes soft as silk, white dots scattered at random over her shoulders and neck. Her ankles were stiff from years of abuse, her milk bag stretched and swollen from mothering foals years before she came into my life. She pawed angrily at the trailer wall that hot August day and nearly trampled over me to get to the grass. Twinkie, I remember grinning. My dad gave me one of his looks and I fumbled to explain. Because she's sweet as a Twinkie was my only reason. In hindsight, I did not know this horse at the time, but Twinkie turned out to be the gentlest soul I have ever seen walk the earth. I cannot tell you much about our hot summer rides anymore. I cannot tell you what her knickers sounded like in the morning or if her tail dragged on the ground. But I can tell you that Twinkie was special. She ate mints, Laffy Taffy, and caterpillars. Every morning and every night when it was time to eat, she would stand at her bucket and paw at the earth impatiently. The hole from this digging is no longer there, but I can tell you exactly where it was as if she were still alive. She did not fear snakes and loved water. She also loved long, slow walks, and perhaps that disappointed me about her. I don't like roller coasters or fast cars, but I love fast horses, and Twinkie was as slow as they came. For a couple of months, I put up with it. After all, I kept telling myself I should just be happy I have a horse. Twinkie taught me what real patience is, and by the time spring had rolled around, she had taught me something else. I had dreams, and a lot of them. If not for that snail of a horse, I would not have developed a burning passion for speed and show jumping. Now, I had never done it before, but I knew I wanted to fly. I wanted to spread my wings and touch the clouds. And Twinkie would not be the horse to do that for me. I didn't know it at the time, but Twinkie was about to become much more than my best friend. On June 2nd, 2012, a little bay thoroughbred was registered under my name and catapulted me headfirst into the dreams I had long fantasized over with my old mare. Twinkie did not like this horse at first, who would soon be known as a Kuna Matata. Horses are herd animals, but Twinkie had grown so accustomed to just having me that suddenly having an equine companion was rather bothersome to her. Hakuna stole her hay, nipped her rump, and ran around a lot. Hakuna wanted to fly, but Twinkie was content staying grounded. Even though my little thoroughbred wanted to touch the clouds as much as I did, he was also scared. And it didn't dawn on me until much later that he wasn't scared of jumping. He was scared of failure. Twinkie quickly became much more than just a shoulder to lean on while I went through the ups and downs of training a young horse. After a harsh lesson on Hakuna, she would always be waiting for me. She taught me to take life one day at a time, to accept that Rome wasn't built in a day. March 6 marks 2 years since her death. I cannot tell you about the day before or the day after. Even before my accident, those days are blurred by the sudden loss of her. I can tell you about her last breath, taken while I sang lullabies to her with her head in my lap. The act of doing so was so pure, so natural and innocent that sometimes I can still convince myself that she simply fell asleep for a while. Twinkie was the first creature to teach me how to love. Even though she is gone and I struggle to remember her clearly, it is a lesson I won't soon forget. Thank you.